Kidding the news, kidding the news, kidding the news.
What's the news across the station? We make fun of information. We hope you love news. We just love to get to the news.
Now, yes we do. Hey, boys and girls, moms and dads, children of all ages, welcome back to The Kidders, our 101st episode, and here to present our views on the news, as always, first of all, the Aristotle of comedy, coming to us from Indiana, Mr. Tim Slagle.
101 salutations. It's cold here. Are you guys cold? Oh my God,
Very
nothing's
cold.
growing. Mayflowers haven't struggled so much since they were full of pilgrims.
and the hostess of the Teri O'Brien show, Miss Teri O'Brien.
Yeah, guys, did you see over the weekend that at some soccer event in England, they had to evacuate the place because they thought they found a real bomb in the lavatory, but it was really a fake bomb, you know? I just assumed that when they said it was a real bomb, they had found a bootleg copy of George Clooney's latest movie.
It was a fake bomb. It was a hunk of Stilton cheese. So,
Actually, his last three movies, Tomorrowland wasn't much of a blockbuster either.
Well, we've got some stories to start off with, none of which include George Clooney, so we got that happening. First of all, Mother's Day was about, a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, and one woman in Florida, of all places, Virginia Stewart, apparently her husband bought her gifts for Mother's Day, but he got the wrong flowers and he got the wrong card, and so she started throwing cups at him and punching him and hitting him with a coat hanger, and that's the true spirit of Mother's Day right there.
Apparently she thought it was Mommy Dearest Day. She spent the night in jail. She was probably the only mom that didn't have to wash dishes that night.
But they let the kids visit, and that was nice, Send her the wrong card. What does it mean the wrong? What do you give her, a Valentine's card? How can a Mother's Day card be wrong?
I don't think guys usually put a lot of effort into picking out cards, in my experience, so she should be happy she got a card. Just go with that.
I take great care in picking out cards ever since I bought the same one 2 years in a row.
Yeah, those dollar stores don't rotate their inventory enough.
Exactly. So this time I got 10 different ones, but I just got to keep them in the drawer because they're at the dollar store. Speaking of the dollar store, here's the grown-up version, Walmart, of course, one of our favorite places. And a woman in there by the name of Amy Toms, she was in the woman's restroom, and another woman came in, and Amy Toms has a pixie haircut, and another woman came in and thought she was transgender and said, "Get out of here, you lesbian whore," I believe is what she called her. And the woman was not transgender. She's what they call cisgender. Now, what does that mean? Anyone know?
Yes, that means you're a genetically born female. I myself am cisgendered.
It actually means straight, but you can't call people straight anymore because it assumes that people who are not straight.
So cisgender, that's for, so it would boy gender be like bro gender? Would that be the?
No, it's CIS.
Oh, okay. So
apparently, though, it had nothing to do with her appearance. She just has really good musculature, and it sounded like she was too loud to be sitting down.
Well, the shoes in the stall were facing the other way, and that's what kind of gave it away.
And her shoes on backwards. That's better than mine.
Now here we go. Here's a restaurant, a horror story. Two guys were eating at Peter Chang's, a Chinese restaurant in Virginia, and they were complaining that the waitress brought out a big bowl of rice, and the other guy said, "Well, I just came back from China, and it should be served in smaller bowls." And so she was a little upset with that. So when they asked her to split the check, and when she brought the checks out, there were little comments printed on the check. One said, where was it? Reference to a man's plaid shirt it said, "I'm a plaid expletive." So I don't know what that means, but the guy was wearing a plaid shirt. And on the other guy it says, "I have a small penis." And I don't know how they knew, but you know, that's a nasty thing to put on. That's going to cut down on your tips. I'll tell you that right now.
Ironically, though, plaid shirt and small penis is a very popular dish in China.
and what most transgenders wear in Walmart. So you know.
That's part of the
small penis.
Guys, doesn't the owner of this restaurant say the employees do this all the time? This is the best part of the story. It sounds like a sitcom, like a plot of like Fresh Off the Boat or something. He said like they do all the time. I tell them not to. They do again.
Yeah, you should see what they put in the fortune cookie.
So if you're ever in Arlington, Virginia, make sure you get to Peter Chang's restaurant there and see what they write on your check. All right, here's a poor guy. I feel sorry for this fellow. This is, I believe, over in Buckinghamshire, England. A guy went into the doctor to have a cyst removed from his testicle, and the doctor, I don't know if his eyesight was failing or what, just removed the entire testicle. And then when the guy woke up, he said, "Oh, by the way, one of your testicles shrunk. It's like you can hardly see it."
National health care. What can you know, look out, it's coming here.
The doctor also said it should function normally, but you'll have an irresistible urge to invade Poland.
Well, at first when he took it out, he just replaced it with a pearl onion. And then the guy complained. He says, "Every time I take a pee, my eyes water. And when we have sex, my wife's eyes water. And when I drive by McDonald's, I get aroused." That part wasn't true. But anyhow, this is our final story for the week. Over in beautiful Germany, you know, the German government, very efficient. They want to make sure things are done right, and they got a lot of Middle Eastern immigrants coming into the country. So they have made a pamphlet for them, an online pamphlet, a manual on the proper ways to have sex in Germany. And first, to announce you are ready. That's the first step. But so what do you think about this? A sex manual for immigrants to show them the, no pun intended, ins and outs of German.
There are some things in a German sex manual that no one wants to look at. You know what I'm, there's a reason why Hot Carl is spelled with a K.
I don't know. When I saw this, I just figured if Bill Clinton becomes first gentleman, talk about an inappropriate title, but if he becomes that, you know, this is going to be his project. You know, screw the literacy and the childhood obesity. He's going to work on writing one of these manuals for our country.
In Germany, it is considered impolite to behead your partner after sex, unless you're a praying mantis.
Nine.
What do you mean you don't wear burqas? And no doggy at any time in Germany. The world's going to hell, friends, and we're soon going to be governed by one of the gatekeepers, no matter who it is. Anyhow, that's it for another...
One last thing, guys, about this thing with the sex manual. You know, didn't it occur to you when you saw this that this is the kind of thing these Euro-weenies would come up with, some kind of manual? I mean, in this country, of course, you know, I know in Europe they don't like the citizens carrying firearms thing. You know, that's the real answer. But shouldn't they just issue these women cattle prods or something so they can zap these, you know, hey, Abdul, you know, have a shot of this.
The German women do have cattle prods, but that's just for foreplay usually. So anyhow, that's it. Terry, what do you got going on in life?
You know, I'm just looking around, waiting for spring to come. You know, I'm like Tim, where it's cold, but I know that in about a week it's going to be 80 degrees because that's sort of what happens. So I'm living for that, and for Tim's comedy thing that's coming up.
What's your T-shirt say? We can't
Oh,
see it this week. Reagan Bush. That's a very nice T-shirt. The R is much bigger on that, but I guess that's the way it was printed. Tim, how about you? What do you got going?
Campaign 2016, Monday, May 23rd. Check it out, Zanies down Chicago on Wells Street. Zanies comedy.zanies.com. Chicago.zanies.com. I'm sorry.
And it's a beautiful thing, all about the election, right? All about the campaign.
It's a political showcase. We have 7 comics all doing political comedy from left, right, and middle. It's with comedians as diverse as the United Nations.
Wow, well, that in itself is something to see. And as far as me, I'll be doing the Friday Funnies on Fridays. You can get those at daleirvin.com. Otherwise, I'm just preparing for my next trip, which I believe is in about 6 months. But you know, that's perfect. All right, that's it. Here's our music. Goodbye, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Bye, Pablo.
bye-bye.
See you next week. Hopefully from the Tiki Hut.
Oh, that's right. Special show next week. Special show. Don't miss it. Special.
Special. Very special.
Did I say special? Yeah.
You did.